Okay, so I just got a request for yoga and breathing practices specific to battling or preventing COVID from taking effect, even if you do get it, but also to just start to strengthen the muscles of your breathing apparatus and to strengthen your lungs and kind of give your lungs some possible immunity. It certainly cannot hurt you. And the more that I read about this, the more I hear about it, the more I look into it. I've been looking at, not just, I actually haven't looked at any yoga stuff. I've been looking at science and nurses and doctors, and most recently, Chris Cuomo talking about his own personal experience with COVID. Everyone says that you've got to keep your lungs working. So before you even get the virus, or if you do happen to have it now, I highly recommend this practice. For anyone who has lungs compromised in any way, asthma, this is not going to hurt you. It can only help, and it certainly is worth the effort. It's a good workout anyway, right, for your breathing apparatus. So we are going to start in a seated position today. If you cannot find a seated position that is comfortable, please sit on a chair. You can always sit on a chair, and you can sit against the wall as well, right? You have the wall. You can, even if you're in bed and you're just, if you do have it and or you feel like you're sick at all, right? You need to move even if it doesn't feel good to move. So you could just sit up against your baseboard, against your headboard, and let that support you. All right, do the best that you can. And then I'm going to have you just take a moment to close your eyes and connect to a breath that is comfortable for you, but also a little bit challenging. So an extraordinary or a different breath, not an ordinary breath. If you know Ujjayi and you can do Ujjayi, I highly recommend that. Inhale now for at least bare minimum 4 seconds. I'd like to get you to 8 or 9 or 10 would be great, but at least 4 seconds. At the top of your inhale, please hold for the same duration. If you just inhaled for 4, hold for 4. If it hurts your lungs, hold anyway, for as long as you can. And then very slowly, without just letting it go out of panic, just let it go as slowly as possible. That's part of the workout. Let's do that much again. Take a deep breath in, count how long it's taking you to inhale. Challenge your inhale to go a little longer. Hold at the top of your inhale for the same duration. If you just inhaled for 8, you're holding for 8. And then exhale for the same duration. Inhale, count how long it's taking you to inhale. Maybe you inhale for a moment longer than you did last time. Hold for the same duration. If you feel like you can't hold for that long, please let the exhale start very slowly, gently, so that we're not just, right? We're definitely not letting our body know that we're in any kind of panic mode. Just softly, gently let that exhale go, or the hold go, I should say, as you exhale. And again, we're exhaling for as long as the inhale. I'm sorry I keep talking so much. Let's try that one set without me interjecting anything else. So start with a strong exhalation, empty out completely. Inhale, count how long it takes you to inhale. Once you get to the top of your inhale, hold for the same duration. Let go of your exhale, let go of your hold gently, start your exhale. Exhale for the same duration, and if it feels like you're empty before you end your, before the duration is up, just keep the action of your exhale going. Keep this going in your own time and pace. Once you are completely empty, inhale to fullness, count how long it's taking you, pause in that fullness for the same duration. Once you are done with that, hold, exhale for the same amount of time. If it feels like you run out of exhale, just keep the action of your exhale going for the same period of time. We're going to do 6 more rounds of this. So finish this round and do 6 more rounds. If you get lost, start with a strong exhale and begin again. Reset your ratio by counting how long it takes you to inhale. Hold for the same period of time, exhale for the same period of time, all the way to empty. We should have about 2 more rounds to go. If you're already finished, take another round. At the end of your next exhale, we will finish this wherever you're at. If you didn't quite get to 6, you can practice this on your own, right, and get to 6 more rounds. So for a total of about 10 to 12 of those rounds of this Antar Kumbhak. Now, when you are finished, we're going to take 3 rounds of Ujjayi breath without holding on the inhale. See if you can stretch your inhale out again to more than 4 seconds now, maybe closer to 8, 9, or 10. And stretch out your exhale to at least as long as the previous inhale. After taking 3 rounds of breath, let go of the breathing practice. Let all of that effort fall away and just notice how you're feeling here for a moment. Keep your physical eyes relaxed with your eyes closed. Try not to hold your body rigidly. Let your body move a bit if it wants to. And then very slowly open your eyes. Come onto your hands and your knees. So, again, if you're feeling weak or you feel like you may already be suffering from this ailment, you could be on your back instead, but if you can move onto the floor here, I would highly recommend it. This next exercise is a two-part inhale with a strong exhale and an Uddiyana Bandha or Agnisara at the end. So I'll show it to you first. We're going to inhale, pull the pelvis back, and breathe first with the diaphragm so the belly actually lowers down toward the floor on purpose. Okay, and then you'll hold that first inhale. You'll take your second inhale and challenge your intercostal muscles to pull the ribs open, and then you'll hold that second inhale. Then you'll take an exhale through the mouth. Hollow out the belly. And once your belly is hollowed out, draw the navel in and up, in and up, in and up, in and up as many times as you can before you need to take your next inhale. When you're ready to take an inhale, extend your spine. Please take that first breath in with your diaphragm so the belly inflates. Pull. Take a second inhale into your ribs. Pull the ribs open. Work your intercostal muscles. Second hold. Exhale through the mouth. Churn up the belly. Notice how my back is not doing this, right? Keep your back just slightly rounded and just work your core. Good, one more time, take an inhale. Belly expands first. Hold it. Floating ribs pull apart. Hold again. Again, you might feel like this is just a little too challenging, but do the best that you can. Exhale, round your back. Exhale all the air out through the mouth. Hollow out the belly. Draw the navel in and up as many times as you can. Make sure after you do this exercise that you do wash down your mat with cleanser of some kind here, because we are exhaling through the mouth. If you feel uncomfortable with that, just exhale through your nose strongly. Please do 7 more rounds on your own for a total of 10. If your wrists are getting tired, you can sit onto your heels and do the same practice. Inhale into the belly first, filling up with your diaphragm, descending down into the abdomen, hold. Inhale into your rib cage. Pull your ribs open on purpose. Hold again. Then exhale, round your back. Hollow out the belly. Draw the navel in and up, in and up, in and up as many times as you can. When you're ready to take another inhale, stop the churning. Inhale, extend. Maybe come back onto your hands and your knees. Gravity just helps you here. We've got 6 more rounds to go. Do them on your own time and pace. Even if you feel like there's no room for a second inhale, do it anyway. You are challenging your external intercostals to inflate your lungs even more. And there's always a little more room there. Just a reminder to not clench up your face or your jaw. Unclench your teeth, unfurrow your brow. We're not using tension here. We're using our diaphragm, which is the primary muscle of breathing, and our intercostals, the other primary group for breathing. We are challenging them to pull more breath in and inflate our lungs even more. And then we're taking a strong exhalation to empty everything out and engage in massaging our internal organs, which is also helpful to our cleansing process, right?
So it's all good and it's all worth it. You should be right about at the end of your 6th round. When you are done with your round, you're going to come into a seated position on your heels. If that is not comfortable, hopefully you have a pillow of some kind. I'm using a rolled up mat. You can use a yoga block, or just grab a sofa cushion and sit down onto that. If you're still uncomfortable, come into any comfortable seated pose of choice. All right, good. As you finish up, bring your hands to your heart center. Push down with your shins a little bit here into the ground. And breathe. Use your breath to break up any contraction or any feeling of holding, right, that we may feel in our lungs, whether or not we have this, right? We may have allergies right now. We may have that feeling of asthma. So think of your inhale just breaking up those little pockets. Let every inhale do that a little more for you. And now we're going to bring the arms overhead. And we're going to take the hands to our elbows and bring the forearms right over our head here. Take an inhale. If this is enough for you, stay right here. If you can go further, I'm going to have you bring your hands in prayer position and place them behind your head. Okay, so this back view would look like this. Right? And then we're going to inhale, push the forearms up and back down. And up and back down. And we're doing this without our neck jutting forward, right? So we're not like that. Okay, keep your head back, elbows back alongside your head. Push up and down and up. Now, if that's too much, this is helping the lymph nodes in the armpits as well as a lot of other things. If that is too much, go back to hands on elbows, pull back, and move forward. Inhale back. Chin comes up and stays up. Exhale forward. And back. So that either way, our armpits are getting a nice opening as well. Okay? Let's do just 3 more of these. Exhale down. If your hands are in prayer position, inhale up. If you're holding on onto your elbows, as your elbows move back behind your head, you're inhaling. As the elbows move forward, you're exhaling. Good. On your last one, take a long exhalation to bring the arms back down. Good. Hands back behind you now. Take an inhale to open up your chest. And an exhale to round your back, bring your chin in. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, round your back. One more time, inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, round your back. Inhale, come back up. We're going to unfold the legs out from underneath us. Come off of the prop, unless you still need it, in which case, please feel free to keep sitting on that prop. Go back to the position where if you did have a wall behind you, you're going to place the wall behind you. If you did not have a wall behind you, hopefully you can find one. If not, just pretend you've got one. Take an inhale now and push the back of your body into the wall. With your inhale, not with your muscles, right? Not with your core, but with your inhalation, actually. Push against the wall with your back body. With your back ribs. Now, my shoulder blades are not really on the wall because I have this bar and this is a garage door. So I can't really do it, but I would ask you to do it if you don't have a garage bar there. Really get the shoulder blades to push into the wall behind you as well here. So it's from the lower ribs all the way up to the backs of your shoulders, filling up with the back body. And an exhale. Inhale. and exhale. Now what we usually do here is we usually feel like we're breathing into our chest. So this is going to take a little bit of renegotiation, right? So please close your eyes. There's nothing else to see right now. So please, as you close your eyes, look at your back muscles. Look at them, and specifically the muscles between your ribs, all the way up. Remember, we have these upper ribs that also have intercostal muscles housed in between them. So as you inhale, push your breath. Just imagine you're breathing into those spaces between the ribs. Push your ribs back into the back wall because you're creating more space between the ribs. Push the shoulder blades into the back wall. If you need to take 2 or 3 breaths to do that, please do. And then a strong exhale. I'm going to do a total of 6 more rounds of this back body breathing. Inhale into your lower ribs, your middle ribs, your upper ribs, the back body, right? Back ribs. Hold your in-breath for a moment. Exhale, first from the upper ribs, the back ribs. And then your mid-ribs knit closer together and closer toward your spine. And then the lowest part of your ribs contract in toward your spine. So I'm going to show you that back view. I don't know if my ribs will move enough for you to see or not. But again, just feel like you are in the back of your body here. Okay, good. Strong exhalation to empty out so that when you begin again, your ribs are knit very close together as you begin your next inhale. Remember that on your exhale, you are knitting your back ribs close together because that's when we get to work our internal intercostal muscles. So on the inhale, the external are pulling the ribs open. On the exhale, your internals take over and they pull the ribs together, right? And toward each other and toward your spine. So feel both of those actions. We do want both sets of muscle groups to interact with each other and to really get a workout. Inhale, expand, exhale, pull, and knit everything back in. I think we have about 2 or 3 more of those. And one more time. And then just breathe deeply and normally. Take another deep breath in and now sweep the arms over your head. Press your palms together lightly. Mirroring what I'm doing, bring your right hand down to the right side of your mat. And bring your left arm over, bending your right elbow so that you can reach as far to the right with your left arm as possible. Keep your right armpit open here. Take a deep breath in into the left side of your body. Breathe from your left hip all the way up to your left armpit, at least, if not all the way up to your fingertips. Chest stays open here. Exhale, bend your right elbow even more. Hug your left side body in. Remember those internal intercostals are pulling the ribs in, but your obliques are also supporting you here. Lengthen. If this hurts your lungs, if this hurts your body at all, back off a bit, but still move, right? Even the tiniest bit of movement is definitely worth the effort here. Reaching up, inhale. Exhale to the other side. Left hand down, mirroring what I'm doing, right arm over. Notice I'm not reaching down. It's important to keep your armpit open. It's important to keep your entire chest plate open. As you reach, you're bending your lower elbow, but you're not caving in, right? So as you bend that elbow, keep hugging the left side of your body in
toward the left side of your spine. Take an inhale and rotate open just a little more. Exhale, reach further with your right arm. Inhale, come back up slowly. Lengthening. Exhale, twist this time. Your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Take your right hand back behind you. Inhale, grow taller. Good. Exhale, ring out. Push your right foot into your left inner thigh strongly, and push your left inner thigh back into your foot. Ring out your lower belly, ring out your ribs, ring out your chest, and then turn to see if your head can look over your right shoulder. Inhale, slowly unravel, sweep both arms up. Exhale, twist to the other side. Right hand to outside of left knee. Bring your left hand down back behind you. Inhale, grow taller. Exhale, push let's switch legs. So we need to switch legs here. Push your left foot inside your right inner thigh. You saw I was like, oh, I can't do that on this side. So push left foot inside right inner thigh back into your foot. Take an inhale to lift the chest. And exhale to ring it out. Turn your head to look over that back shoulder. Inhale, slowly, slowly unravel. And now with the feet in the opposite direction, right? Because we did switch them hopefully there. If you haven't already, you're going to switch whatever leg was in front is going to be in back now. Take an inhale and sweep the arms up. And once again, we're going to dive over to the right. Bend that right elbow. Go a little further this time, right from the very beginning. If your left sit bone wants to come up off the floor, please let it. Exhale, dive further still. Bend your right elbow. Maybe the elbow touches the floor this time. Go further than you did, just a little further. Inhale, rise up. Let your arms help you. Let your obliques help you. Exhale, left hand down. Start to bend into the left elbow. Reach your right arm over. If your right sit bone wants to come off the floor, allow it to do so. Make sure you're not caving your chest in. Exhale, see if the elbow can get any closer to the ground while the arm reaches even further to the left. Please feel the left side of your body engaging. Inhale, come back up. Press the palms. Good, and bring your hands to your heart center. Hold on to the outer knees, lean back. Uncross your legs and just bring the soles of your feet to the floor now. Check in with the timing here. Take an inhale and sit down. And as you exhale, you're just going to roll down to the ground or onto your bed. Right, come back into the bed and just rock side to side now. After rocking side to side here, I'm going to turn this down a little more. What I would really like you to do, if possible, before you come into the bed, or if you do, if you can stay on the floor, because the floor is just more solid, rock back and forth to work up some speed. Normally I say work really slowly or move really slowly, but just rock back and back side to side and see if you can work up some speed so that you really are massaging the backs of your ribs. And if you do have someone you are quarantining with, you can, at the end of class, you can have them and you could do the same for them. Just with their fists, they're gonna I can't go up very far, right? But with their fists, they're just gonna tap all the way from the backs of your shoulders, all the way down to your lower ribs, and all the way back up. Get out to the outsides of the ribs, even the sides of your rib cage here, which you can do by yourself, and the front, and the back. Right, do that. But this is good too. If you're alone, this rocking, and then don't use your arms, just use your abs and go as fast as you can. I mean, not so it's out of control or anything, but just so you have that pressure. Your knees are in as close as possible so that you are really rocking across the back ribs. And this is just another way to break up that condensate. I don't know what the word is, I'm forgetting the word, but break up whatever it is in your lungs that that can start to overwhelm. Right. Okay, from there, let's bring the soles of the feet down. Take your arms alongside your torso here. Take an inhale in preparation for bridge. As you exhale,
we're just gonna lift the pelvis up. We're not gonna lift the shoulder blades up right now. So if your shoulder blades are already off the floor, great, but they don't have to be. We're gonna take a deep breath in, into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest. And exhale strongly. 3 more breaths, inhale, belly, and really pelvis. Ribs, chest, lift up a little higher, and exhale strongly, push down through your feet. One more time, the entire abdominal pelvic cavity fills. The entire lower rib cage fills. And the entire upper rib cage fills. Good, and exhale to slowly roll it back down. When the hips touch, take an inhale. And exhale. Roll onto one side of your body. Draw those knees in close. Hug your forearms around your knee, your shins. And breathe into your back again. And I mean, really draw those knees in. So it feels like you're stretching your back. Puff up your back body with breath. I'm going to show you the back view again. I don't know if you'll be able to see the expansion in my ribs or not. But, and those of you that know kidney breathing, I've taught kidney breathing to a lot of you. This is kidney breathing on your side, okay? So it's the same action. We're breathing into the kidneys and everything below the kidneys, as though we're inflating those kidneys and expanding down. Knees are in close. Abs are strong. And please take the longest, strongest exhale possible. Please take a long, strong, cleansing exhale. Roll to your other side and do the same thing for a total of 5 to 6 more inhales and exhales for a total of 10 to 12. This will take some practice. It is not necessarily something you'll be able to feel in the beginning. If you do feel like this is an easier position to find it in, you can do this in child's pose. Again, we're breathing to this whole area, so you could put your own hands on your back. The heels of your hands will be right on those lowest ribs, and your fingertips will point and hopefully touch the top of your pelvis. You're breathing that entire span, right, from the heels of the hands to the fingertips, even further if you can, but definitely that part of your back. Strong, strong, strong exhale. Abs have to work. Okay. And once you are about done with that, whenever you are done with that, I'm going to have you roll onto your back. And we're going to take an inversion, a very simple inversion called Viparita Karani. If you have a pillow, you can do this in bed, by the way. I've done it in bed lots of times. You're going to bring your legs all the way up over your hips. And again, you can put a pillow underneath your pelvis here if you'd like. Make sure your arms are relaxed. This is for cleansing lymphatic fluid. If you want to do it against the wall, you could lay your legs against the wall. If you are in bed, you're going to lay your legs against the headboard again if you have that. Close your eyes. Notice that you are feeling hopefully much more alive and energized after this practice. I invite you to do this daily, the entire practice, or even just one of them. Just one of the breathing practices, one of the movements. Every single one of them is to support greater health and wellness, to support your lungs and the muscles that support a deeper breath. You will feel this tomorrow. You will feel it as a, as a muscular kind of, yes, I got to work out, and also as greater energy. I promise you will. And so again, there's no harm in it. You can't hurt yourself doing these movements. Everyone can do them, and even if you just take them at your own pace, if you do feel like you're already compromised, a little movement helps a lot. A little effort behind your breath helps a lot. Go ahead and come out of your inversion slowly by bringing your knees in close to your chest. Take that pillow out from underneath your hips. And finish with a 3-part breath now, or a complete yogic breath. Starting with your breath into your belly and really pelvis. Then into your lower thoracic cavity, all the way up into your chest. And then you'll exhale first from the chest, then from your ribs, and then from the belly. We're going to do this with Viloma or with pauses in between. So start with a strong exhale. Holding empty. Inhale first into the pelvis and the abdominal cavity. Pause, hold, feeling 1/3 of the way full. Inhale into your floating ribs, the front and the back, both sides. Pause, feeling 2/3 of the way full. Inhale again up into the chest, the upper back, the armpits. Feel completely full of breath. Hold this for at least 10 seconds if possible. Just hold it for as long as you can. Focus on holding for as long as you can without straining, even if it's 1 second. Exhale first to empty out your chest. Hold, feeling 2/3 of the way full again. Take a second exhale. Exhale from the sternum down to the belly button. Hold, feeling only 1/3 of the way full now. Take your third exhale from your belly button all the way down to the pubic bone. This is the hardest one because it feels like, don't really need to do anything. Do everything here. Push that last bit of breath out. I'm telling you, it's so helpful for cleansing your lungs. It's totally worth the effort. Hold empty for as long as you can. Hold your Uddiyana Bandha if you know Uddiyana Bandha. And begin again. Release your Bandha, release your hold. Inhale into lower belly, lower back. Hold. Second inhale into front, back, and both sides of floating ribs. Hold. Inhale up into chest, upper back, upper ribs. Hold for as long as you can. Please relax your jaw and your teeth and your eyes and your forehead. Please don't tense your face up to hold your breath. Exhale from your chest first. Hold, feeling 2/3 of the way full. Exhale from the floating ribs next. Really bring out and cinch in. Imagine you have a girdle on and you're just tightening that girdle. Hold again, pause again. Then take your third exhale from the lower belly, lower back. Hollow out. There is so much more you can wring out. Keep that wringing out going. Work your lower core. Hold empty for as long as you can. And do that at least one more time. Inhale, belly, lower back. Hold, feeling 1/3 of the way full. Inhale into floating ribs, front, back, both sides. Hold again, feeling 2/3 of the way full. Inhaling into chest, upper back. Holding, feeling all the way full of breath. Exhale first from chest and upper back. Hold. Exhale next from ribs, floating ribs. Knit them in. Girdle them up. Hold again. Take a third exhale. I know it feels like there's nothing else to move out. There really is. Engage Uddiyana Bandha. Hollow out the lower belly. Cinch that belt around your hip bones even tighter. Cinch your hips closer together.
And again, release. You can do this as many times as you'd like. It is very helpful. This is also a breath you can do when you are feeling like you can't go to sleep. Just take the Viloma, take the holds out of it if you're going to do it to fall asleep. I'm going to leave you with that. And again, I invite you and remind you to take this breath as many times as you need to. Thanks so much for being here, and have a wonderful rest of your day, or a wonderful evening, or if it's time for bed, have a great night's sleep. Namaste.